What is up, my friends? Welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today this is not a scripted video. This wasn't even a planned video. So if I go off track and I start rambling, please just bear with me, my friends. I wanted to talk about these two sets of pedals. This is the Thrustmaster TLCM pedal, the load cell setup that they have, and this is the T3PM pedal set that they have. This actually comes with the T248, and these are a standalone set of pedals that you can buy from Thrustmaster. So like I said, if I go off track and I start rambling, just kind of bear with me. I'll go through and I'll do some little chapters and stuff so that you guys can kind of stay informed. But I kind of want to go over some of these pedals. I want to talk about where, now that there's like the T598 is out, where does the T248 actually sit now? Should you get these load cell pedals, or should you wait for the race line set that comes with the T598? What should you do? Like where should you go? Where should you put your money? What is going to be the best for you? This is just kind of a off the top of my head type video, but I did reach out to Thrustmaster today, and they are shipping the T598 next week. So that's good. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I can't wait to get my hands on that and start testing that out and bring you guys my feelings and my thoughts and everything, and start putting together some videos for how to set it up on different games, to help you get the best. Because I know that a lot of people from the community are probably like, hey man, I get a lot of, hey, I got a T300, should I upgrade? I'm going from a T150. These are, very good wheelbases that you guys already have, but going from a belt drive wheel to a direct drive wheel is gonna be pretty interesting. And there's a lot of nuances that come with direct drive that if you don't figure them out, it can literally make or break your experience. You could play with the wrong settings and you could get some of the worst oscillation that you've ever freaking felt in your life, and it is going to completely ruin your experience. So I want to do everything that I can to help you find a good setup for that T598, because coming from a belt drive wheel, it is different. It's transformational different when you do that. And then we also have the TGT2 guys like myself. I bought a TGT2 because I've wanted to play Gran Turismo for so long, guys, and it just never felt right to me on my Fanatec. I got the Fanatec DD Pro back here, and I mean, look at all these PlayStation wheelbases up there, man. I've literally been on a mission, I'm not even joking, to find the perfect wheel setup for GT7 so that I could play it. And along the way, I didn't even know Thrustmaster was bringing out a T598, but now I'm excited because of the whole harmony and everything that's got in there. But I was like, man, I was to the point where I was like, dude, I just want to. So I reached out to Thrustmaster and I was like, hey man, would you guys be willing to send me a T128 and a T248? Because I want to try these wheels on Gran Turismo 7 and see if that will fix the force feedback for me. And to my surprise, my friends, that T248 was absolutely incredible on that game. I liked that, and I was like, and that was like, whoa, you need to try the TGT2. And I'd always wanted to buy a TGT2 anyways. I mean, when I first started sim racing, I started with the freaking Thrustmaster T150 on Gran Turismo Sport, and that blew me away. I was like, this feels incredible. And so I was like, man, I don't know why I didn't think of that before. My first thought this generation, though, well, because Camus had sent me out direct drive, so I was already in the direct drive market. I was like, yep, direct drive is the best. This is incredible. I went from a TX to a freaking 15 Newton meter direct drive wheel, and I was blown away. I was like, yeah, this is where I want to be. I want to be with direct drive. So I get the whole wanting to go from a T150 or a T300 to a T598. I get it, dude. It makes sense. Absolutely, that is the path you should 100% take. And so I'm looking at that, and I'm thinking, my mind wasn't even thinking about Thrustmaster again at that point in time, because there was TGT2 or there was Fanatec DD Pro. And so I just said, I got GT7, I got PSVR2. I'm buying that. You know, I had already pretty much switched over to PC for all my sim racing games, but like Gran Turismo will always be that thing that ties me to the PlayStation ecosystem. Always, unless it comes to PC, like I will always be on a PlayStation with that game. So the thing was is like, man, I bought the Fanatec and then I hooked the Fanatec up to it and I was just so like underwhelmed and I was just like, wow, this sucks. This does not feel like anything else that I'm playing. And I'm playing Assetto Corsa now. I've got Automobilista 2. I've got all these like PC sim racing games and I'm just like, these feel incredible on the Fanatec, and then the GT7 just feels so completely different compared to any of those games. It's like, oh my gosh, this is borderline freaking unplayable. So yeah, Thrustmaster sent the T248 and the T128 to me, and I was like, I was absolutely blown away. I was like, dude, this T128 versus like your DualSense Edge, bro, your DualSense Edge. I'm like, buy that T128, same price, $200. You get pedals, you get the wheel, you get good force feedback, and it's stronger than a T150. Absolutely buy it. It feels kind of cheap and like a toy, but man, it'll get the job done, and it will get you into sim racing, and that was cool. Like I was like, this is pretty awesome. So then I hooked the T248 up because I spent like a whole week with the T128. I was testing that. I was having fun with that. I was playing around with that. I was testing out, you know, like EA Sports WRC. I was testing out like my WRC games. I was testing it out on the PC. I was playing some Assetto Corsa Competizione with it, some Automobilista 2. Like I put that little T128 through its paces, and I was just like, okay, I like this wheel, but it is just a little bit too toy for me. A little bit too toy. It gets the job done. It's definitely an incredible starter wheel if you're just like, look, man, I don't trust the whole sim racing thing. It might feel, you could buy that wheel and it will start to help you be like, okay, this is cool. I like sim racing. This is something that I want to do. And I get it because I'm the same way, man. That's why I was buying a T150 and all that other stuff, knowing that there was like way better stuff out there. And after I got my TX, I had invested, I'd bought like some T3PA Pro pedals for it. Then I bought like a Ferrari rim so that I could change out the rim and stuff. And man, I just started investing money in it. And gosh, dude, just out of the blue, Camus like sent that freaking wheelbase to me, man. And that just sent me, like, I was on my way to upgrading more and more and more. I was going to get a TGT2 or a TGT, and like that was my upgrade path. Like I was so into Thrustmaster that I was like, dude, I was a Thrustmaster fanboy, man. Thrustmaster fanboy, and I'm glad that I was branched out. I'm glad that I'd gotten that opportunity after starting a channel for Camus to send that out to me and support the channel and stuff, and that was pretty cool. And I do like their products. The biggest thing with Camus though is you spend more time trying to get everything set up every time a new game comes out, and I'm a content creator and I just don't have that time to do that. Now if my content literally revolved only around sim racing, then it would be a different story, and I would still be like, yeah, but you know, my son-in-law needed a wheelbase, so I donated that to him. I was like, here you go, buddy, have this, play around with this. You've got free time. You go to work and then you can come home and play with it. If you need any pointers, I could try to help you, whatever. You know, it was one of those things. So I went back to the main three. I went back to Fanatec, Thrustmaster, Logitech. So those are the wheelbases that I actually have, and those are the ones that I've been like moving around and playing around with. I can honestly tell you that True Force is definitely a force to be reckoned with. True Force is incredible. On that G923, I absolutely think it's cool. It is one of those types of features that is definitely going to help immerse you in the racing experience. Because you've got to spend like a certain amount of money to get into like higher end gear and stuff, you know? I mean, I would say a good comfortable price for good solid stuff that's going to last you for a very long time is anywhere from, you know, $500 for a full on cockpit like my FGT or like my FGT, or you know, like a wheel stand and a chair, something like that, and then getting yourself, you know, like I would say anywhere from 5 to 12 Newton meters would probably more than satisfy most people. If you're getting in, I would say maybe shoot a little bit higher if you're getting into like that whole, like that super competition, you know, like if you're gonna want to be doing like a lot of competitive racing and stuff, invest some good money in some good equipment. Like seriously, invest some good money, get a really good cockpit, and get yourself a good wheelbase, get yourself a good set of load cell pedals, and start getting better. But if you're just wanting to like, hey man, I just want to sim race, I just want to have fun, I want to play like trucking simulators, I want to drive around, I want to play like Forza Motorsport, then your options are significantly bigger. You know, if games like Need for Speed and Forza Horizon are your thing, get the T248. That wheel's absolutely perfect for that. You're going to have everything you need right there. And if you absolutely want to try playing like sim racing games, boom, right there. And like I'd been sitting here, you know, trying to think like, okay, T598's out. Why does the T248 still exist? And that's why. That is your that wheelbase, the T248 is the one that blurs the line between like, hey man, you're buying this for your Thrustmaster, or you're buying this so that you can play your Forza Horizon, your Need for Speed, your open world racing games, stuff like that. That's why you're buying a T248. But it also has that versatility to allow you to actually have a very decent experience with those other games. So yes, there is still a place for T248. There absolutely is. T248 is your $350 to $400, get you in the door, throw it on a wheel stand, boom, you're good to go. You pull it out of the closet, you have fun, you play your games, and yeah, boom. If you're wanting to get more into like if you're more into like the actual simulation games, then that's where your TGT2, that's where your T300 come in, that's where your Fanatec DD Pro, all of your T598, that's where these wheels start to play. That's where these wheels are going to start to actually play more of a role in what you're looking for. And this is all the budget stuff. I mean, like we're talking about like your PlayStation 5 or your Xbox ecosystem. That's why we're even talking about, you know, most of these stuff, because you get over to PC, the options are way more endless, and there's way more of them. If you want maximum compatibility with just having one wheelbase, Logitech or you know, like right now anyways, we don't really know any more about what T598. All we know is it's just for PlayStation right now, but there could be an Xbox wheel maybe coming to that's not tied to the base itself. Maybe that's, you know, something that this, I don't know. I literally have no information on that. But right now as it sits, like if you want like, see, I don't know, man. Thrustmaster's bringing out that hypercar wheel. I just bought the Evo racing wheel. So I mean, they are bringing high-end options to the Thrustmaster ecosystem. Logitech just brought out more stuff. So Fanatec's not alone anymore in like super customized, like anywhere from entry level to super high end. Like you're starting to get those features from both Logitech and Thrustmaster, but at the end of the day, like Thrustmaster's bringing an option that is more affordable. And here's the thing, guys. This is what I think Thrustmaster's plan was, because this is the way I'm looking at it. Like like I said, I'll have that T598 next week, and like from what I can see online, guys, and all the reviews and everything I'm feeling, I'm just like, okay, the wheelbase is solid. The wheelbase is incredible. Steering wheel's kind of cheap. Pedals are feeling cheap. But the base is solid. So maybe look at it from this point, okay? So it's like $500 to get you in the door. Another $250 set of pedals, a $300 rim, you know, or the hypercar rim for $399. Now you're looking at a $1,000 plus setup. You know, you're $1,000. I mean, obviously they'll bring the servo out by itself. I still think that's going to be like $399 by itself. I think like the pedals and the buying it in the bundle, you get the pedals and the wheel for the extra $100. But I do kind of feel like that thing's going to launch at $399. They might be able to do it cheaper, but I would say that $399 would probably be the best for them, because you know, $399, then they get you to buy the pedals and obviously your wheel rim for that. So you know, if you were to buy these pedals, that wheel that I got, the Evo wheel with the with the T598 servo motor, you're looking at about $1,000, and that's literally about the price that you're going to pay for Logitech's, you know, $1,000 setup with everything. And they're just like right out the door, like, hey, this is what you're getting. I mean, where's Thrustmaster is at least letting you get that base that goes from 5 up to overshoot, you know, 100% over that. So technically 100% over that would be 10 Newton meters. So it lets you overshoot to that. Whereas the Logitech is like 11 Newton meters constant, which is pretty, you know, that's like pretty hardcore, obviously. But then you're just getting that and like their wheel or whatever. But with, I don't know, it's crazy. It's crazy the way that the console market is. And man, that's a whole lot of, like, Thrustmaster is giving you the option to nickel and dime yourself, whereas Logitech is like, look, man, just pay us up front and have fun. And you're like, no, I don't know if I want to invest. And oh my gosh, guys, sim racing, dude, is probably, I've like pretty much sworn off AAA games, you know, for the most part for the rest of this year. I mean, obviously I'm going to play a couple of them, but like, I'm pretty much like swearing those off and just like really getting into sim racing for the rest of this year. Obviously, the first of next year when AC Evo comes out, I'll be playing the freaking crap out of that one. And you know, it just goes to show you that like the T598 and Thrustmaster's willingness to meet you at a price point and at a point where you can get into this and where you can upgrade your T150 or your T300 and you can get into, you know, direct drive wheels and be able to like fully like take advantage of that. And so like this is the reason why I want to talk about this, okay? Because I pulled these pedals out for a reason. You've got the T3PM, which is this pedal set right here that comes with the this comes with the T248. This is an incredible set of pedals. You know, looking at like the race line pedals from Thrustmaster, I'm like, oh, I don't know. See, the thing is, I don't know if I like how narrow those pedals are. Obviously, be able to like move them apart or whatever, but I don't know if I like that narrow plate. Whereas, as much as I like these, and I like the full construction of these just being one unit, and I don't know why I like these so much. I don't understand it, because the other ones are like modular. You can adjust those. They've got a lot of adjustment. They've got a lot of stuff for them. They look cool. They've got plenty of stuff for those new pedals. But then when you look at this, like Thrustmaster already has a load cell out. They've already got the TLCMs. These are absolutely incredible. They've got these nice thick, beautiful freaking like pedals, like they literally feel incredible. And you know, guys, after using these for just over a week now and using these for, I don't know, since August. I've been using them since August, like early August when Thrustmaster sent these out. These are literally the pedals, and I'd been using that T248 like a lot. Like I was like, wow, this is great. I could play Gran Turismo. I could do everything. I could play EA Sports WRC still. So I was using those, and then then I bought the TGT2, and I'm like, my gosh, man, these pedals. And here's my recommendation, okay? If you're gonna buy the T598. You need to get these set of pedals. This is the set of pedals you probably want with that. I mean, you can use the race line, whatever. You can wait for the thing to come out, but I like the build quality of this. I think these are incredible. So I think you'll really appreciate the build quality of these. Yeah, obviously that's going to add another couple $150 on there. And then get yourself one of those rims. And here's the thing, guys, because like I was saying, that premium set, you spend about $1,000. If I only had the T598, that Evo Racing rim, and these pedals, I think I'd be set for a long time. Like, I don't, because I don't think about needing anything else, even with the TGT2. That's the thing. Like, I don't think about, oh man, I want to jump on my Fanatec, or I need this, or I need that. Like, I'm content. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, dude, this is a good setup. I feel good about this. I feel like this is something that I could continue to keep using and really enjoy. And man, I was going to make this video. I actually got like some bullet points, or not bullet points, but notes written down, because I was going to be like, why did I switch from a DD Pro back to a belt-driven wheel, you know, with the TGT2? Because that wheel literally is making me happy and delivering an experience that I'm like, yeah, I love this. It's very versatile. It feels incredible on my favorite game, GT7. And then it lets me play everything else that I want to play good enough to where it's like I'm not missing the feeling that my Fanatec DD Pro delivers on a game like Assetto Corsa Competizione, because the TGT2 is pretty damn good on that. You see what I mean? Like, it's like I'm not missing that experience. I'm just enjoying another experience. And so that's why I honestly kind of do feel like you could potentially buy something like a TGT2 and these pedals and that wheel rim. Wheel rims definitely make a big difference. The smaller the wheel rim, the more it's gonna, the more uncomfortable it's gonna be. The bigger, like, you don't want to go super big. You don't want like 320, 330, like if you're playing rally games. I think that's big enough, depending on, you know, how strong your wheelbase is too. I actually was watching this video from like OC today. He was like reviewing this kit that you can get for Logitech or whatever for the G923, and that 350 millimeter rim. He was like, yeah, just because the bigger you go, it like, you have to have more Newton meters to be able to withstand all of that. And so the 650 or the 6.5 Newton meters of the TGT2, the R32 doesn't dampen it too much. I mean, you can tell it definitely doesn't feel as strong as it did with the wheel that came with it. But it's like perfect. And like my 330 rim for the Fanatec, that one there feels pretty good to me. And I'm like, all right, cool. These are incredible. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm recommending right now, guys. Like, I haven't had the opportunity to jump on the T598 yet, but I'm going to, and I'm going to build you guys, you know, some settings and all of that stuff. I'm gonna sit here every day after work, and I'm gonna go through that, and I'm gonna do everything I can to like learn that wheelbase, learn the settings, test it out with every single game, try to figure out settings for different games, be posting those videos. Like, one day I'll come home from work and then I'll focus on like EA Play, and I'll get it to where it feels really, really good, and where I can get like where my speeds are, and I'll test back and forth between my Fanatec. I'll jump on the Fanatec, I'll do a run, and then I'll jump back on the T598, and I'll use that. I'll utilize that as a tool, you know, between that and the TGT2 to try to find the best settings that I can find for our community, which is fun, man. Like, I'm gonna do that. Like, I'm excited to do that. Like, I want to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. But I'm recommending these pedals for the T598. I've got a pair of Fanatec pedals right now that look just like those Raceline, and I'll tell you what, right now I like these better. I like the way these sit. I like the way these ride better. I think that you'll like them too a lot more, and they feel really good. So I'm going to recommend these pedals with your T598, and I absolutely recommend that Evo Racing wheel. That thing's incredible. That thing will absolutely blow your freaking socks off how premium that bad boy is. So yeah, guys, these pedals right here are definitely my favorite out of all the pedals I've ever used easily. If I had to use these, boom, I could use these, and these are what I'm using right now, is these TLCMs. They're incredible. So all right, my friends, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one, and start them engines and get some racing in there, my friends. Have some fun, guys.